I want you to start for a moment by imagining that you're jumping out of an airplane. And just as you're about to dive out of that airplane, somebody hands you a 962-page government manual with the instructions on how to activate your parachute. And you really hope that you have your life insurance policy up to date. Now, for a second, now that your heart rate's up, imagine that you're jumping out of that same airplane, but instead somebody gives you a little card, and on it says, "Pull cord to release parachute." Easy. That's the kind of service we want to deliver. We want to deliver service along the lines of 3 values in Oakland: equity, simplicity, and trust. Equity, the mayor talked about earlier this morning. Equity means that in government, we have to serve all people. And all people means those that are hardest to reach also, people who don't speak English as their native language, people who may have disabilities or literacy challenges. Equity is really critical for us. Simplicity, pull cord to release parachute. Simple instructions in plain English. And plain English, by the way, is easier and cheaper to translate into plain Spanish and plain Chinese. And finally, trust. Oakland is very committed at the moment to really looking at how we rebuild trust with our employees, with our community, and we think that trust is the foundation of a 21st century government. Oakland's strategy is digital by default. We're looking at, we're looking at making our services digital first and then repurposing to print. We know that we need to reach people who can't stand in line at City Hall, who don't have time, who, as the mayor said, want to get their services in their pajamas. Service delivery should start with digital, and technology, this is very important, technology is no longer the sole domain of the IT department or of vendors. Even street sweepers have GPS units in their trucks. Every staff person needs to know how to use simple, straightforward digital tools to deliver services, just like they know how to use the telephone or send an email. It should be embedded into our daily work. Our digital strategy takes a holistic approach. So we're looking at the people. So we've talked a lot this morning already about prioritizing human-centered design and doing rigorous user testing to make sure what we're designing works. We're creating a physical place to experiment and to iterate. We're repurposing an old space on the 9th floor of City Hall and creating a civic design lab where employees can come and experiment and work together and see what works. We're ensuring that we have the right processes. We need to make sure we have clear policies, that we have an open data policy and digital standards that are new, that are guiding this work. We know we need to offer continuous training in web analytics and content design, for example. And most importantly, we're really focusing on new tools, like the digital front door. Pioneered in Oakland, the digital front door project first emerged right after our 2013 Code for America Fellowship. It was a recognition that the website is really the digital front door to City Hall. That's where people are coming to get their services. More than 1 million people a year come to the city website to get information. If we had 1 million people a year coming to our permit counters, we would certainly staff up to meet that need. And yet, for most city staff, that 1 million people, they were invisible. It's hard to see the web traffic. So we partnered with Code for America to build a digital dashboard that makes these invisible users visible to city staff and allows them to analyze the web traffic and trends. And we began to create a website that would be simple to use and easy to update. From an equity standpoint, we recognize that digital services have to be optimized for mobile. Many of our residents don't have a computer at home. They may never have a computer at home, but they do have smartphones. And according to the Pew Research Center, they're using them to access government services. The Digital Front Door project really gives us an opportunity to bring these digital practices to life and to change the culture of government. That's our goal. We're deconstructing our services to make them simpler and easier to access, both for city staff and the outside users. We're designing for real-world users and testing those designs. We're using data and analytics to define high-demand needs. What do people actually need? And then we prioritize those services as we're building out the site. We don't expect there's going to be a big unveil. This process is iterative and it's ongoing. We don't think the website will ever be done. But most importantly, and the mayor talked about this beautifully, I love that image of Superman, this project is designed to unleash the creativity of our workforce, to inspire new ways of delivering services, and foster new ways of engaging in good, healthy, strong, collaborative relationships with the community we serve. This means that we're designing for this, and it means that we're designing for this. This is the reality in Oakland, and we are committed to meeting people where they are and with the technology they have. In short, 21st century government is about trustworthy and equitable government. And with that, I want to welcome you to Oakland.